I'm Geetha Ramamurthy, born in Bangalore, India, but I'm based in Boston for the past, several years. And right now I'm an entrepreneur myself. I'm the charter member of an organization called the TYE. TYE, I will talk to you about the TYE organization. It's an entrepreneur ecosystem that was started in 1996, and it's now spread across the world. And so I'm a charter member of the Bangalore chapter, we call it, Bangalore office. I'm also on the governing board of the TYE global organization, as well as the Bangalore, organization. So that's basically my background, and I will tell you a little bit about how I've contributed to TYE and the program that I'm going to be talking about. Enough of me. We will talk about the why I'm here. So before we start thinking about or talking about entrepreneurship, today we need to understand the STEM education, the innovation part of life and the education, and also entrepreneurship. How do they all connect to each other, and how do they all come together? It's very, very important to know these facts so that what I'm going to say will kind of make sense at the end. First of all, dear Julie and Jake, thank you for inviting me to speak here today about the TYE Young Entrepreneurs. And dear Anand, thank you for introducing me to Julie, Jake, and the GIFT program, which I have come to admire and love in the past week or so. So now, friends in the audiences, and of course, Galit and all others, I'm delighted to be here. Today, I will talk about the STEM education, innovation, and entrepreneurship. How do they all overlap with each other? And then I'll also introduce the TYE Young Entrepreneur program that we have in the TYE ecosystem. Entrepreneurship requires vision, but also requires a firm understanding of the practical realities. STEM emphasizes data-driven decision-making, and successful STEM professionals base their decisions on hard facts. Now, how are they all related? STEM education and entrepreneurship. STEM education is the foundation for entrepreneurship, and they relate through 5 different skills. We all know that STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And using this knowledge and skills, entrepreneurs, start their programs and they excel in their lives. And there are 5 skills that are common. That are, number 1 is the adaptability and flexibility. Students need to be able to analyze new problems as they arise and develop solutions rapidly. Keeping an open mind, it is fundamental to success in both STEM education as well as entrepreneurship. After all, nothing ever goes as planned to start with anyway. Whatever you started with, you keep innovating and changing. Second is patience. Persistence, Persistence, very, very important. Ask anyone involved in coding or software engineering, and they will agree that persistence and dedication are absolutely necessary to succeed. Third is data above everything. Entrepreneurship requires vision, but also requires a firm understanding of practical realities. STEM emphasizes data-driven decision-making, and successful STEM professionals base their decisions on hard facts. Fourth is creativity. We all know it is very essential to have creativity to be an entrepreneur. And fifth is teamwork. No one, not even the most brilliant entrepreneur, exists in a bubble today. You know that. Engineers work in teams. Coders and designers and software engineers, they also work in teams. And entrepreneurs, like take the example of Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, they started entire companies built on a bunch of teams, and they're all built into one team. That collaboration catapulted them to the forefront of modern STEM and entrepreneurship decision. And now, let's look at what is innovation. Innovation combines, like the GIFT program, combines creativity, it combines STEM and also entrepreneurship. The Boston Leadership Institute introduced 3-week summer program for students who can become future generation of entrepreneurs. Now, finally, entrepreneurship is the future success of STEM, not the other way around. And so now let's look at entrepreneurship. In the rush to incorporate more STEM learning into school curricula, a major selling point that STEM had was always been it leads to better jobs in the future for the students. Now let's look at entrepreneurship. What are the key traits of an entrepreneur? Number 1 is innovation. Number 2 is skills. Number 3 is leadership. Number 4 is knowledge. And number 5 is strategy. Now, the TYE ecosystem. I'll talk about the TYE ecosystem, how it all came together so that we can learn about the TYE program that TYE incorporated in the world. TYE, T-I-E, that's how it is spelled. It stands for the Indus Entrepreneurs. The word Indus incorporates India and as well as US. Now, how did it all get started? 3 Indian Americans met in an airport in California to receive a common friend. But due to flight delay, the person did not arrive on that day because he rescheduled his flight. So these 3 guys said, let's get to know each other over a cup of tea. They realized that 3 factors. Factor number 1, they're all from India. Factor number 2 is they're all very successful entrepreneurs. They have successful businesses in Silicon Valley. And most important factor number 3 is they didn't know each other. None of them knew each other. How come, So they all realized that they need to start an organization that brings Indian entrepreneurs and the American and the global entrepreneurs together so they can all mentor, network, become friends, and network and help each other and benefit. That's how TYE was started in Silicon Valley. The first office was started in Silicon Valley in 1996. TYE fosters 5 things: mentoring, networking, education, incubation, and investing. TYE decided to launch the program across major cities in US, India, as well as globally. Now, how do I fit into the TYE ecosystem? The second chapter of TYE was started in Boston, which was led by Dr. Gururaj Deshpande. He is a legend, successful entrepreneur, investor, and he's a legend in US as well as in India. So the second chapter was started by him. We call him Desh. And he hired me as the executive director of the Boston chapter of TYE in 1998. Now, I have a master's degree in medical technology. This also shows how science and entrepreneurship fit together. So I have a master's degree in medical technology from Northeastern University in laboratory science. So at that time, I was managing a lab at the Children's Hospital in Boston. And I asked him, I have no idea about entrepreneurship. What do you want me to do, Desh? And his answer was, Geetha, just open up an office and implement programs that TYE has. And then we will take it to the next level. So I was very, very excited to start. And it was a great, great learning experience for me. And we initiated several new programs that are implemented even today. Today, TYE is a global ecosystem, and it has 70 chapters across the world, including India, Europe, US, and all other chapters. Now, I'm going to come to the most important aspect, that is the TYE program, that stands for Thai Young Entrepreneurs. In 2005, my son, his name is Ramamurthy, was 15 and he was in high school. He came to me and said, Mom, I do not want to be a doctor like my father, but I want to be an entrepreneur. But I do not know how to be an entrepreneur. Can you teach me? So I was very intrigued and also excited in a way. And I approached Desh, my advisor, about this. And then he said, it is a great idea, Geetha, and let's start this education program to teach high school students how to become entrepreneurs and take it forward. And now TYE includes 3 parts. And of course, it was launched in 2005 in Boston. And it includes 3 parts. Number 1 is the education workshops that relate to key business aspects, like, for example, lean canvas concepts, design thinking, innovation, business plan aspects, and so on. And the second part is the business plan building. That is, the students who participate in this program, they work in teams, and they're supposed to come up with an idea and develop that idea into a viable business with the help of with the guidance of a mentor. And the third part is kids love competition. So we introduced a business plan competition so that they can pitch their ideas to a team of experts, investors, and successful entrepreneurs and get recognized. So now the important factor about this TYE Young Entrepreneur program is the instructors are all entrepreneurs, and they have been there, done it in their life, in their businesses. And the mentors are TYE members who have been there and done it. And our judges are successful entrepreneurs and investors. So the TYE now used to recognize, from 2005 onwards, used to be recognized as the best education program in the TYE ecosystem. So we used to get an award every year. And in 2008, I went to Silicon Valley to receive the award myself. And when I was coming down the dais, the leaders stopped me and they said, you are very, very selfish doing it in Boston. And I said, what do you want me to do? Then they said, let's spread this program, implement this program across all chapters in the world. So in 2008, it became a TYE global program. And now about 46 chapters around the world, they implement this program. So what it means is it culminates into 2 levels of business plan competition. At the chapter level, there is a business plan competition. And the first place winner of every chapter, they travel to North America, mostly US, and they participate in the global program, and they win a TYE global prize. And today, we have impacted over 20,000 youth around the world, and can you believe, over 150 companies were started by high school students. By looking at the students who just presented before me, I'm not surprised how the kids are thinking. But I think with this program, implementing this program in the gift ecosystem, we can guide them, mentor them, and teach them as to how best to take their programs into a real business and then implement that wherever they are, locally as well as across the world. And ladies and gentlemen, that is TYE program for you. And I'm very, very excited to work with, my vision is to work with the gift organization and implement this program across the world outside of the TYE ecosystem. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Very, very impressive. You get a lot done. That's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we will be working together. I guarantee it.
Absolutely. Anand and you and Julie and Galit and all these people, we will all work together and implement this and make this happen. Thank you
Excellent.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.